Craig Unger is on the line with us. He's a contributor and editor to Vanity Fair and contributor to Salon.com, the author of the brilliant book, Boss Rove, Inside Karl Rove's Secret Kingdom of Power. Craig, welcome to our radio program.
Thanks for having me back, Tom.
Or I should say our radio and TV program. We're simulcasting as TV as well. You have written this, well, let me get into this thing, this meningitis outbreak. First of all, give us some background on this. There's this compounding pharmacy in Massachusetts that has been shipping out stuff that's been killing people.
There are pharmacies that take pharmaceuticals and put them together in a compounded form for use. And in this case, this was a steroid we're talking about. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's often used to reduce back pains, but they are not regulated well. And in part, they're regulated by the Food and Drug Administration, but not very well. And in part by state agencies as well, such as the Board of Registration of Pharmacies in Massachusetts, which reports to the governor of Massachusetts. And in this case, you have the New England Compounding Center, is the NECC, is being blamed for really a horrifying meningitis outbreak. Over roughly 350 people have come down with the disease. 25 have died.
Meningitis being the inflammation of the meninges, is that what it's called? The tissue that surrounds the brain?
Right, the membranes that surround the brain and the spine.
Right.
And this was thoroughly avoidable. But what we have is that this NECC, a pharmaceutical center in Massachusetts, appears to be taking the blame. They've been shut down now. They're out of operations now. 50 vials of the drug in question, the steroid in question, were tested, and all 50 were found to be contaminated.
With this fungus that causes the meningitis, that infects people.
Exactly,
right.
Exactly.
Which they found elsewhere in the factory. Now, what does this have to do with the Republican Party, Karl Rove, and the philosophy he's peddling, and more specifically, given that we're a week out from the election, more or less, Mitt Romney?
Right. Well, this drug, this pharmaceutical company, was supposed to be regulated by the state of Massachusetts, and the governor at the time was Mitt Romney. And he was in charge of appointing the people of the board who were supposed to be regulating this. And during his tenure...
Deregulate?
It's all about deregulation. And I think what we're seeing here, I'm in...
No, wait a minute. Let me back up a little bit. Did you say that Mitt Romney appointed a board of people with the specific mission of deregulating companies like this pharmaceutical company rather than regulating them?
Well, he wants to loosely regulate... it's lax regulations. Let the companies do what they want to do. Let them do what they do best. And in this case, we see that philosophy in action. And NECC was cited for violations 6 times during Romney's tenure, between 2003 and 2006, which was his tenure. Mm-hmm. And at one point, they were up for 3-year probation. And the lawyer for the head of the company wrote to the board saying, well, really, that's a little bit stiff. It'll be devastating to our business. You know what? We would like to bear the burden and regulate ourselves. And that's effectively what happened. Now during this period, I should say that a New York man did get meningitis and died. There was a fatality in 2004. While
Romney was governor and was actively deregulating this pharmacy that has now killed a number of people nationwide.
Exactly. And the same pharmacy settled out of court in this case with this New York fatality in 2004.
Wow.
So there was good reason to be observant of them. And what you see in the correspondence has now been released. And when you read the correspondence, it's sort of shocking because at one point they're caught with 3 more infractions. And the lawyer for the head of the company writes back to the board, you know what? Well, we've taken care of all that, period. And that's it. It's like a 2 or 3 sentence letter. In other words, we're regulating ourselves. We've sanitized everything. Everything's under control. Don't bother with us. And they just let it go, and that was the end of the so-called regulation under Mitt Romney.
And yet this company, when it was recently inspected, was found to have this fungus all over the place, was it not?
Right. Every time it's been really inspected, it's been found to have violations, so far as I know. And right now we have 25 people dead. There are well over 300 others who are suffering, and we don't know their fate yet. Well over 10,000 people were injected with this compound. It has been recalled now. I think 17,000 vials were recalled.
While it would be probably an exaggeration to say that Mitt Romney's policies or actions led to the death of 25 people, it would not be an exaggeration to say the philosophy that motivates Mitt Romney's actions has led to the death of 25 people, and who knows how many more. Or do you think I'm being too nice to him?
No. I think it's the point is, I think that there is a role for government, and a lot of the Republicans don't like to accept this. But I'm in New York right now, and Romney, of course, had been going on about making FEMA, putting all the responsibilities on the states, or better yet, privatizing it. Well,
right.
When you see a catastrophe like this, there is a role for the federal government. And similarly, there's a role for government when it comes to regulating pharmaceutical companies. And here you see a gross failure in that regard, and 25 people are dead needlessly.
Mm-hmm. So would it be safe to say that Romney's lax regulation might have led to this meningitis outbreak?
Absolutely. It's there will be lawsuits over this. I'm sure there will be more information about what the board members, which were there were also obviously you have campaign contributions. $37,000 were raised at a fundraiser for the Republican senatorial candidate Scott Brown this year by the owner of the company. Scott Brown has since, I should say, given $10,000 to the Meningitis Foundation. He claimed he didn't know anything about this. But Scott Brown, in July, was one of 10 senators who wrote a letter to the Food and Drug Administration requesting even looser regulations on these compounding centers.
Amazing.
So there you have a direct a quid and a quo.
Right. Thus a quid pro quo.
Romney himself got small donations, but he also appointed the members, and I think more work needs to be done to find out exactly what they knew, what their relationship was to this company, and so forth.
Does now you wrote the book about Karl Rove? Does he play any role in this, Boss Rove?
Not to my knowledge, though he's been a great proponent of deregulation as well.
Right.
And I've heard him give speeches in which he says, that this is what's strangling this country, that regulations are strangling this country,
right.
Preventing the rise.
Well, he's certainly a vehicle for shipping money from companies that don't want to be regulated to Republican candidates all over the country. I mean, he's doing that to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars right now, Karl Rove. So Craig Unger, contributing editor of Vanity Fair, bossrove.com. Thank you, Craig.